going on, so they can't talk to us, sadly. We've got Ace. Say hello, Ace.
Ah!
Please stop screaming. We have Tucu.
Hello.
We have Slender.
Hello.
We have my lovely Koji and Mari.
Hello.
And sadly, Gerald is not with us here tonight. Busy, so his character will currently be puppeted by Ace, who can,
It's me.
at least do the child voice we need for the character anyways.
Yeah, this one.
Which,
She's that young. Okay.
My name is Heart. I like bubbles.
She's 14, not 6.
I know, but it's funnier that way.
so anyways, last we left off, you had all just saved the Empress from an assassination attempt, and as a result, you got the key of Darak. So, which unfortunately you guys aren't going to, because, that's all the way up north in a cold, frozen wasteland for a very good reason. The stuff you will see there will give you nightmares.
Silence.
That's a level
let me
20
edit Heart's
place.
sheet so that I can use the rules on the sheet.
Okay, I'll get you Heart's sheets.
Also, I have some news. I am no longer a druid. I am an artificer because I was unaware that there was an actual alchemist class.
Yeah. Case, he says that she's on a leash. Anyways, you got...
Yeah.
Last we left off, you had just clicked the compass to the symbol of Az, which is the closest symbol there. And as you all climb into the autocar, you suddenly realize you have no idea what the fuck's going on with these artifact things. Dale may have explained the basics of them, but he didn't explain them that well, did he?
Nope.
I was money. That's all I understand.
Let's see what Casey has to say. I'm getting paid. Okay, Therese doesn't care. She's at least getting paid to babysit these fucks. And so, as you get into the car, you're about to go off, and then and as soon as you realize that, almost as if on cue, wait! Running up from the streets is Dale. I've been looking for you all morning. Where the hell have you? Your hands on an autocar? Sue, are you seeing this?
Oh.
We have connection.
Yes. I mean, provide us.
I couldn't provide you with one. Do I look like I'm the kind of guy who has the money to pay for one of these fancy new fangled contraptions? See, we don't have the budget for this, do we?
No, we don't, because you said you spent all your money trying to figure out that compass thing.
Well, yeah. Thank you for reminding me of my failure, Sue. Therese says, don't worry about it.
Work.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. You have connections now.
You have connections. What kind of connection? And at this point, he realizes that he's right outside the manor of the Empress. The hell happened last night?
Sweet Lord.
Therese says it's fine.
Really did a really good job.
Yeah.
Doing what exactly?
That's what I want
Don't
to...
worry about it.
That just makes me worry more. Okay, so...
I don't think they're gonna tell us anything.
Hulking a man out of a wall! Therese has admitted that they hulked a man out of a wall. Don't worry about it. Dale rubs his face. I'm gonna get along with Sam about this. But I'm not gonna... I guess we don't have to worry about any deposits or anything, considering that, well, the one night there was a freebie anyway, so... Okay, so I realized a little something yesterday. You guys kind of left without telling me what you planned on doing, so that didn't give me a chance to give you this. He digs into his bag, looks about, is like, Sue, where's the conch? Sue, did I lose the conch, or do you have the conch?
I have the conch right here.
He takes the conch. Thank you, Sue. Can at least count on you to account for my mistakes. Yeah.
If only.
And And out of all of you, I'm not certain if the rest of you recognize this, but that's Glory. Glory certainly does recognize it.
Glory recognizes many.
The conch is a seashell, with an intricate gold pattern on it, and an almost crystal-like design pattern that makes the shell. It's Eplin magic. Eplin far speech magic, in fact. Basically, it's a magic cell phone.
It's a cell phone.
It's a...
It's a shell phone.
I was waiting...
Oh boy.
Now, of course, Dawnlast is working on their own far speech and technological means, but currently... the magic conch, says Casey. But currently only Apple currently has the proper far speech magics to make these things en masse. You do not roll for pun damage. If you had to, we'd be here all day.
Oh, very much. You can't blame us for thinking things out of character.
Nope. Anyways, he hands the conch to you. This will let me keep in contact with y'all all and everything. And tell me, you've decided to on the adventure clearly, but where are you gonna go first?
Not Gold Place.
Well, clearly, I don't think you'd last very long out there. I'm fairly certain you'd become a popsicle.
Genu is insulted by your lack of confidence.
You have admitted yourself you'd die out there.
No, I said would not like it there. Genu. Genu is fast and protected by strong scale, unlike you fleshy types.
I don't think the cold cares about your speed. I think the cold only cares about sapping all the heat out of you and slowly making you break into brittle pieces.
Okay, let's not get into a big debate here.
Genu.
Move along.
Anyway, it says that Heart's character sheet should be edited, be edited and controlled by you.
Edited and controlled?
Yeah.
Oh, nope, there we go.
Yeah.
I had to repeat.
Clearly, you were just blind. Anyways, he looks over the compass and sees the symbol of ass. Oh, you're going for the first? You're going for that one. Okay, so as god of romance, sexuality, reproduction, and spring and all that. Yeah, I know about as is that, well, they're not a bad god, but they're not exactly a good one either. They at least understand consent, which is important as all hell. But
I've been helping with your own romance though lately.
Hey. So as you can tell, Sue and Dale are just gonna have that kind of dynamic.
Yeah.
Genu does not understand why consent is as important as hell. It
my
makes no sense. What does consent and hell have in common?
Goodness.
I think he just says that he doesn't get the comparison of hell to consent and all that, considering that consent is good and hell is not. Do I have that right?
Genu will assume you are correct.
Okay then. I worry for your intelligence sometimes. Anyways,
Don't worry, we worry for all the...
I worry for your intelligence as well, Mr. Dale, so, well.
Hey, I'm the archaeologist here. I'm still the one who found this dang thing and made it work.
You still don't know how to speak the language, so there's always progress.
Nobody knows how to speak this language anymore. If it was it's a dead language. If it's a living language, we could at least talk about it, but anyways, Therese is saying, I don't know if he understands language. Anyways, from the looks of it, you're headed out to Redreach. That's a town on the frontier. Brat sunny place, especially in the summer, so you're gonna be kind of hot out there, but I guess for the lizard boy over there, that'll be fine.
Better than...
Just with that auto card, should take you a few hours to get there, no problem. Check out the archaeology, off it. Yes, I got an associate out there, old friend of mine, well, you'll know him when you see him. The guy's always come up with a new name. Says he likes to reinvent himself, but he's good at what he does and knows a lot more about how the artifacts relate to the gods than I do, so I'm at least willing to admit when I don't know.
Thank goodness.
Also be on the lookout for Clayton. He kind of runs the town, and he's a bit of a piece of work. I assume this dude gonna follow us on the missions, or Dale's gonna stay relatively put. He can't really. Again, he's not legally allowed anywhere here near the artifacts right now.
I would
What
like
he is
an
doing is
explanation for that
against the law.
eventually. Did we ever ask why he's not legally allowed near the artifact? I
Yeah.
feel like this is a very important plot point.
I mentioned it in the last game that it involves his overseer and it accidentally zapping him with a lightning bolt spell and all that. That's all he's.
With artifacts, but okay.
Yeah, it's a noodle incident. The less you know, the funnier it is.
Okay.
So good luck on your adventuring. Good luck on finding the artifact, and be careful. The progenitors, her masters of science and arcane knowledge and all that, but as anything within, when you find ancient civilization stuff, pretty dang dangerous. So I would treat the artifact with the utmost respect, if only to not, lose any body parts or your lives. Considering that Emmy ain't around anymore, we don't need any more resurrections. So. Now, I will say that for the first few artifacts, I'm not going to try to kill you. I'm a fair GM, and it doesn't make sense to kill off characters this soon.
Well, what's the fun in
no, we don't have to
telling
worry
us
about that
that,
later.
Silence? Come on!
We're telling a story here.
Spoilers!
Well, that...
Spoilers!
I will say, though, there's a lot you can survive through.
That'll still
I see.
suck.
I take this as a
Perish.
Anyways, so do you finally start up your auto car and get moving?
Yeah, probably.
Do you have any more questions for Dale before you go?
No?
Nobody has any more questions for Dale or Sue?
No?
All right.
Should we?
I just wanted to make sure that we had everything covered before you went moving. And remember...
No, I really want to ask one thing. Last session we had this dude Dale.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Dale told us that there is a recipe for the cold resistance.
Oh, Dale.
Ethan.
No, that was the Captain Guard and the Empress herself who told you that.
Okay.
The potion itself and its ingredients would probably be found at that plus, so you will have to go there eventually, but
yeah, but I need the recipe, just so I know how to make it before I have the ingredients.
Well, you'll find that well, if you need to find that out, that'll be found out in the Great Library of Epla. Which reminds me, I still haven't uploaded the lore document for our readers to listen to and use. So Ace brought up a good point. Ace brought up a good point earlier that I do need to reveal more a bit or about the gods and all that.
Listeners don't know shit about what's going on right now.
Yeah, it's
So
What do they do?
I mean, it's fine.
So
We made a whole wall.
so
You spun a whole wall. It's great. I love it. We still need to know a few more things.
I'll try to explain what I'll do, for interludes, I'll try to cover lore with Mario as best I can and all that.
Yeah.
So basically, you start up your auto car and you get moving off. You're on your way to Red Reach. It's going to be a few hours before you get there, so let's cover the lore. So, for our dear listeners, there are 7 gods in the world of Terragan, and they existed. There is clear evidence they existed, and everybody knows they existed, because about 3,000 years ago, they were around, but... And they were, they were interacting with the world, interacting with mortals, some more than others.
Fuck boy.
Yep. And each of the gods has their own morality system relating to what they believe. Mari and I tried to make as many gods as possible. Mari has made Flamros and Z, the gods of conflict and space. Mari, you still here?
I'm still here.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought taking care of that for me.
Well, I can't. Well, you're not exactly my co-GM if I take over everything.
Well, hold on. Let me bring up that lore sheet. Well, I mean, I have a general census of what Flamros and Z are, but I mean, I put out a lot more detail in the Google Docs. So, just give me 1 second.
Give us the lore, Mark.
I'm getting to it, dang.
Get us the sauce.
I'm sorry. Where is it?
I can find the doc.
There it is.
Oh.
There it is. Wait, la 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 la. Okay. Okay, gods. Alright, so Flamros, god of war and a fiery path of enlightenment. Thinking that war or conflict is the ultimate solution to any problem facing you and your life. Have a problem with self-esteem? War on your doubts and insecurities. Conflict with possible drought or famine? Fight the good fight by preparing for possible disasters. Even if it might seem mundane, conflict against whatever obstacle is in your path. Followers of Flamros will pretty much preach the philosophy of let conflict bring resolution to whatever stops you from proceeding. Or in other words, aggressive motion is better than passive stagnation. Tower is made out of iron from the molten fires of dying stars, and at the base of the tower, lava flows into the sea, and there is always billows of smoke and steam. So I don't know if Silence had mentioned it before, but there's like towers that the gods reside in, and each god has their own designated tower that like shows different aspects of like tied to. So
yeah, I think I mentioned it with the fact that they kind of just up and disappeared, and everyone's still confused as to how they lost entire towers that stretched the sky.
Well, and of course we got Z, goddess of space, a celestial being who is as deep and vast as the cosmic void she is charged with. There is some speculation as to whether Z herself was actually the originator of the world of Terragan. Followers of the Moon and Stars sect think that space is the original birthplace of all things. So in turn, Z is in fact the all-high mother of the cosmos. Some, on the other hand, disagree. Her tower is a giant stone observatory. Just like a big observatory.
It kind of like, you know, the observatory towers in Harry Potter, you know, well, with instruments everywhere, only magic. And Tucu's asking, how do you miss a tower? That's the thing that people are still confused about today. Anyways, on to the gods I made, which was quite a bit. First,
More than me, which is surprising.
First up, we have Chronos, god of order and logic. Chronos saw the world as without direction and order, a chaotic scape where sense was gone, and so he brought 3 concepts into the world: time, physics, and knowledge. His entire nature is simple. Logical reason must prevail overall. Resource management for development is important, and a war that costs more than it is earned is thus pointless. His tower is a giant clockwork cathedral, still ticking after it long should have stopped.
Side note, even though it's not exactly a rule that the gods would abide by, but Chronos and Z are technically
married. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It happened when Chronos realized that his space was affected by Z's. Chronos' time was affected by Z's space. Basically,
space-time continuum, baby.
Thought this was deep, but the gods don't follow our rules. They're the gods for a reason.
They're beyond mortal comprehension. Basically,
each of the gods has their own morality system, and Chronos is basically all about order and reason. If it's irrational, it's not worth his dang time.
Now that I think about it, it's like law and order. I guess it'd be kind of strange seeing that he couldn't have been paired up with Lo, goddess of justice, since justice is sort of tied in with law and order. But I guess we could sort of build up upon that later, because I was just realizing that.
Yep. So, next up is Rus, god of the dead. A rather melancholy god that focuses on how mainly everything must decay into entropy. Despite this attitude, he is rather friendly and judges everyone equally, as after all, everyone is equal in death. Doesn't matter if you think you're immortal or not, doesn't matter if you're a lich or not, eventually you will fucking die and come visit him. As a result, his tower is made of dirt and wood, and the door resembles a casket. Ravens and vultures are constantly seen flocking to the tower. Basically, this guy went hard into his aesthetic. Like, real dang hard. Next up, we have Az, the god of fertility and romanticism. A jovial god whose sex varies, and is only focused on having a good time and living life. Her gender varies heavily, but one thing remains consistent. Az is a lech who proposed the idea of procreation for the mortals to develop and produce, who is making less work for the gods. The others believe Az did so for their own personal pleasure. In other words, Az is kind of Zeus. Only, you know, unlike Zeus, not a fucking rapist.
He doesn't have a wife.
Yep.
That he just consistently cheats on.
I mean, at least Az is honest with what they want. Their tower is a dirt cake tree coated in flowers. Next up, we have Imi, the god/goddess of life. The progenitor of all forms of life on Terra. A quirky individual who views life as a grand experiment and is prone to various mood swings and a full breadth of emotion. Imi, however, is very friendly and loves how mortals have changed over the years. Any of their visitors will see Imi as their gender and race, thus leading Imi to also being a god of shapeshifters, which, you know, do exist in setting. So, have fun spotting them. Oh, wait, you can't! Imi's tower is two twisted, white ivory trees shaped like a helix. Because, you know, DNA! And then finally, to the god of Therese, the goddess of justice. Lo brought the concept of karma into the world as a way to balance the scales of moral behavior, and helped to set up the idea of fair play. She blinded herself deliberately to make sure her own biases could never interfere in her quest for justice, a move that was considered by the other gods and Chronos to be illogical, as well as her dedication to the idea of being a mere arbiter instead of setting out specific rules. Basically, Lo decided, I'm just going to, rules, but I'm not going to make the rules myself. I'll leave that up to the mortals. Her tower is a giant stone courthouse that stretches to the skies. And those are the gods. A fun little fact about all of them. Each tower also follows their own rules of physics. So if you guys ever find one of those things, ooh boy. Okay, so
hope you enjoy walking upside down.
Yep.
Only upside down if you're upside down. You know what I mean?
Anyways, next up we.
Out of curiosity, have you guys picked out your gods yet for your characters?
Yes.
I don't have access to the character list, so I'm just curious.
Yes, they have. Anyways.
I'm pretty sure that Heart and New don't have gods, big and stuff.
Yeah, this is true.
I think Heart maybe might go with Emmy? Emmy?
Yeah, Emmy. Anyways, while you guys are also on the move, would anybody like to roll a D100?
Hell yeah.
Oh boy. Should all of us or just one of us?
Just one of us. This is... Oh, a 91. Let's see. Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Nothing.
This is our random encounter die. Basically, you're all allowed to roll the die once, and to see if you can experience a random encounter along the way. There is a map that will allow you to find the random encounters and make them actually happen, but that's a thing for later location. So, do you guys wish to just get on to Red Reach already, or do you guys want to try rolling again?
Before we do, can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
Is this correct, or is... I'm trying to figure out exactly where all the numbers are coming from on my character sheet. For example, if I do a stealth roll, I have a stealth bonus of 6, but I also have a dexterity of 6. I have proficiency in stealth.
How do you have a dexterity of 6?
I don't fucking know. Supposedly, I only have a strength of 0 as well, which makes me very confused.
I stopped questioning your character a long time ago.
I can check
No,
my character
because
sheet over again to see if any
yeah,
fuckery
my
happened.
strength is 6, but if I go into saving throws for strength, it just says 0, but it's also checked, and I don't know why it's checked. I'm not sure.
Can I see it?
You should be able to.
I should have fixed it when we went over this before the first
My
game
dexterity
started.
saving throw is 6.
Yes,
No, my
Casey,
body-
you can roll the D100. Casey's just been asking in chat if she can roll the
okay.
D. No, ooh, 20.
Coming from, never mind. It's just the saving.
Oh, if it had just been 2 in numbers different, you would have had a fun side quest that would have delayed this main quest another her hour or so.
3 sessions.
Oh.
Keep in mind, part of the whole thing about the random encounters is that they could end up being an entire side quest on their own. You do not get a meme.
What is your dexterity score? Little number above it.
The score is 4. Oh wait, the number itself, or
Yeah, not the score above it. Not
the dexterity is 18 dexterity, which is a bonus of 4.
Oh, okay. No, your stealth is fine. What the fuck?
Yeah, my stealth is fine. It's my saving throws that are throwing me off because I'm not sure why they're modified. They have proficiency bonuses.
It's a thing about races sometimes, or I think also classes. It's just a thing that happens. Sometimes it's a different roll that you have to make. Sometimes you can make better rolls on, depending on like what you are.
Okay. I'll look that up. Anyway.
So no encounter. Throws phone and breaks skateboard. Oh boy.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
So anyways, you pull up to... you finally enter Red Reach after several hours of driving and several annoying games of I Spy, which Therese has been just giving you the most evil eye possible for playing.
What do you mean, evil eye? She's blind. Oh fuck God, Casey is typing.
Mari, can you believe these are our players?
I don't know what to believe anymore.
Perception skill of 8. Tito can't see shit.
Title card. Therese experiences a microaggression. Oh boy. I can't spy on anything.
Why is she upside down?
Tito can do whatever the fuck they want.
Tito. I forgot how to pronounce.
Borb.
Borb.
Anyways, you finally enter Red Reach, and you get there, and for a town on the frontier, facing Epla, you would expect the place to have more greenery and trees, but instead, the name Red Reach is pretty accurate. Dusty red. There's just, dirt. It's desert. There are several buildings set up, and every one of them seems to be at least, properly air conditioned. What a novel invention! The air convention. The air conditioning. The air convention. The air convention is exclusive. The air convention is exclusively for skylords, planes, pilots, and airship captains. Sadly, so none of you are invited there. People, roll perception. Let's see if you notice anything specific. No advantage.
Click. Did I do good?
You did very well.
I got a 19 plus 2? I think I did good.
Glory, what do your elf eyes see?
They're taking the hobbits to Isengard!
Taito got a 16, so so they just got above the needed success roll, so I will say that Taito sees some stuff as well.
Can I... So I remembered that, as a level 2 wizard of conjuration, I remembered that I can make a telescope?
Yeah.
Or a spyglass? I can make a spyglass, so I do that.
Oh boy.
What I'm looking through.
Befitting a blind person doesn't see shit. But they see enough to know that if anybody comments on this, they're gonna whoop their ass with their cane.
They're gonna whoop their own asses?
She's gonna whip their asses with the cane. And which may or may not be a sword. Anyways, you see a train station with no trains currently available. Weapons store or or the bank. Far ahead, you see the town hall, and with a sign leading towards the post office and the archaeology office. Yes.
Hell yeah. And a well.
You also notice that in the window of the weapons store appears to be the strangest figure sitting behind the desk. It's not a humanoid in any ways. It's not an elf. It's not a dwarf. It's not even a human. It's not even an orc. It's a goblin. There's a goblin behind the desk of the weapons store.
Quality goods ahead.
I swear to God.
Where's for sale? Where's for sale?
And as far as all of you know, this is highly unusual because goblins are not usually seen in civilization. They're isolationists who detest others heavily. So to see a goblin not only, working, but also apparently wearing proper clothing, the fuck's going on here?
Wow.
Are they
It's a goblin town.
Are goblins generally intelligent, or are they more like vanilla D&D, where they're not very bright and mainly stat things?
The goblins in Terragan are reasonably intelligent, enough to be a nuisances to everybody else, but for the most part, due to their isolationist and misanthropic nature, they don't bother with that fancy learning shit, because that's for the nerds that are the other mortal races.
Ah, it's a good way.
So you guys could go investigate, see a quirky side character if you want, or you could, try to talk to the town hall or find the archaeology office. It's all up to you. Because again, I ain't running this boat to be on, just getting you from place to place.
I want to get a gun.
You guys want to go talk to the goblin?
I want to get a gun.
How do we talk to the goblin?
You could talk to the
I
goblin.
want to be a bird with a gun.
Okay, so Taito. So Taito, do you calmly enter the weapons store, or do you rush in hoping to find guns?
Calmly.
Okay, so
Does
Taito.
anyone goes with me?
Anybody following it?
Yeah.
Apparently, Hart and Glory are following in.
Yeah.
As is
Sorry, I wanted to put
Blizzard.
them together.
Yeah, so basically everybody, I guess everybody's just going right into the,
Yeah. Honestly, probably.
you all enter the store, and you see the goblin, he's just like, yeah. Oh, great.
Goblin.
I'm sorry, Mari, but I'm voicing the goblin here.
I am the goblin now.
You do not get to voice the goblin. I get to the goblin.
Overall, but as you enter the store, you see that there are more goblins in there, and one's currently in the back. So Mari can now voice extra goblins, but the one behind the desk, that's mine. He looks up at all of you. Everyone, we have customers. Yeah. And they all just start groaning because they just all start groaning and grunting because clearly they don't like this. They don't like the fact that they've got people here right now.
Oh, customers? What do we need customers for?
We have rent to pay.
Versus.
Who wants to talk to them? Like, who wants to be the party face?
I'm not ready.
Are there weapons on display? Or?
There are weapons on display. There are also several guns hanging up behind the desk that the goblin in the outfit is wearing.
Elves make shoes, goblins make guns.
Okay, then.
And Tucu, the goblins are not constipated. They just don't typically speak common, so this is clearly a difficult task for them.
That's fine. I don't.
They look at the goblin behind the desk. Goes, all right. What do you want?
Quit
Is it
staring
morning
at us.
tonight?
The goblins speak a goblin, and okay, see, this is obvious.
Are they speaking in Goblin right now?
No, they're speaking.
Goblins speak Latin.
They are currently speaking common. So you got so basically everybody from Epla to Dawnlast can speak common. So this is still an unusual sight. Don't tell me. You want to know why we're talking. You want to know why we're here. Oh, look at the goblins. Ew. Can you believe this?
Picture, it'll last longer.
Actually, I was wondering what's selling.
Oh, I like the change of pace already.
Yeah.
We sell standard iron weaponry. Swords, hammers, shields, that sort of thing. We have new weapons from Don Laster as blacksmiths. He pointed fire her arms. But they do not spit fire, nor are they arms. The name is misleading.
They would change it to just metal shooty things.
Rooty tooty point and shoot in my book.
Do they look like they're functional weapons?
They are guns reminiscent of the ones you would find in an old Western movie. You know, single action revolvers, lever actions, and all that. You have made an investigation check, and as you can tell, all the guns are finally made. If anything, the goblins here aren't making the weapons, thank goodness.
Okay, good to know.
But these are clearly, you know, engineered weapons from some factory back in Dawnlast. A factor which is probably going to annoy Glory because her experience has been with the finely crafted bows of Epla.
I do not like things of Dawnlast.
No, you
Dawnlast can suck my ass.
Yep.
Whoa, language, Glory.
That was not in character. I did not use the voice.
Me either. Okay.
You elves. You and your wooden... oh god.
You and your wooden dildo.
Oh god.
That was the first thing that came to mind.
Well, we just got demonetized. We just got demonetized again.
You never fucking got monetized in the first place. Don't blame this on me.
Jenu has walked to the counter.
By the way, is the counter high enough for me to be seen? Because I assume the goblin's on a stool.
The goblin is on a stool.
Ah, shit! Can you see me?
He cannot see you.
He cannot see. I raise my hand so he can see me.
We have someone else here. You there! Get him a stool. I need to see him.
You want me to lift you up?
Taito instead just lifts Jenu up. Isn't that embarrassing?
I'm asking.
Defense.
That's why I'm asking. I'm not doing it.
Will Jenu be lifted up by Taito, or will Jenu just wait for a stool?
Jenu will wait for stool.
The other goblins come about with a stool and give Jenu an evil eye, but it's less evil than the ones they're giving everybody else.
Short little thing.
He is short and green like them.
Height solidarity.
Wrath of the small. Better watch your mouth.
Why the fuck does Heart not have the money added to her?
Oh, because Gerald left.
I'm gonna add it to the thing because he forgot.
Yep.
No, he was just tired.
Okay.
Oh.
So, Jenu, what do you want to do?
Stool.
Stool. No. Jenu wants to know if you have cow traps.
Cow traps? Do you mean Spiky Ball?
Yes.
Yes, we have Spiky Ball. Yeah, he digs under the counter and pulls out a leather sack, opens it up,
He pulls out a single caltrop.
And he pulls out a leather sack, opens it up, and reveals the bag is filled with sharp, pointy caltrops in them.
Ooh.
These have been great for pranks. Last week, someone sat down on caltrop. It was hilarious. I mean, while these goblins are clearly trying to be more civilized than their fellows, for whatever reason, it's pretty clear they're still fucking goblins.
That's valid.
Perfect.
Aqua's
How much
also
for
laughing. I cannot make Aqua's laugh though, because it is obnoxious as fuck and my throat hurts. No, it's not that.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, it's a hag!
Do that.
One bag
It's a hag!
of caltrop. Hops. 10 copper.
10 copper. Can have 2 bags.
Yes.
20 copper then. And over 20 copper.
And you receive 2 bags of caltrops. There are 10 caltrops in each bag.
And can I exchange a silver, 2 silver coins for 20 more copper while I'm here?
If you do,
Look like a bank.
we are not that bank next door. Don't bother us about a bank. He's clearly very agitated at this.
Fine.
Oh, wait, no, fuck,
I'm
never
gonna
mind.
jump
He put in, for some fucking reason, 20 platinum. I don't know why he just put down 20
Oh,
platinum.
you probably did the same as me then.
You fucking weirdos. You got gold, not platinum.
Aye.
Read
Go to
the
a
board
bank,
and
swap
go.
that out. Anyways,
He wants to change the.
Tucu
He
will
wants
jump
to
off
cheat
his
the system.
stool and consider that his done.
As for
Tucu is not one who needs. Janu is not one who needs weapons.
Therese will see various simple weapons. There's very straightforward. There are very straightforward swords, a few small hammers, some daggers, and of course a simple round shield.
Do you perchance mean simple weapons as in the category?
Let me.
It also includes daggers and light crossbows and other things.
Oh, there's some hand axes, great clubs, daggers, and a simple mace.
Hell yeah.
Therese may be blind. Therese may be.
I'm just gonna sit back.
Yes, Casey. Are quarterstaffs one-handed? Let me check.
I think they are.
They're versatile, which means that they can be both 1 or 2.
Yeah. There is an iron quarterstaff there. When I said the weapons here are iron, I do mean they are made with iron.
Oof, heavy boys.
May I see the firearms?
The shield weighs 3 pounds. It's fairly thin, but it will protect you. And the shield is about 5 silver. I'm not going to impose weight limits because honestly, I do not have time to keep track of all that.
Good thing the sheet keeps track of it for you.
Thank God.
If the sheet goes in red, you are over your weight limit, and then you are. I can explain this later.
I'm checking 5e2. Apparently, caltrops cost simultaneously 5 copper apiece. Oh no, it's 1 gold. Oh, okay, never mind. This is weird.
Okay, keep in mind that costs are going to be different at each location you go to.
Oh yeah, I'm
These are
aware.
cheap
I was just
caltrops.
checking the
The,
5e funsies.
every location here, weapons are going to cost a little bit different. Let's see. So, there are no armor selections currently available at the store. It's a weapons shop. It only sells weapons. In fact, if you even dare mentioning armor, the goblin will look at you. The goblin in charge will look at you funny.
What kind of shields are there?
The shield is 5 silver. Casey,
What kind of shield are there?
you take out 5 silver and add the the shield to the iron round shield. It's not that hard. You have functioning fingers, Casey. Use them. Anyway,
What are the shields made of?
everything here is basically made of iron or an iron alloy. This is a reflective more of the fact that Dawn Last is a very, metal heavy thing. Not as metal.
It's going to be heavy.
Not as metal heavy as the dwarves, but heavy in a different way. So,
Well then.
the firearms each weigh about 2.5 to 5 pounds. Unloaded. Adding ammunition adds an extra half pound depending on the firearm. Yeah.
What kind of firearms are there?
You have a simple single action revolver. 2 lever actions. One seems to take a different kind of ammunition than the other, and the final one is a break action double barrel.
Oh, I'm
Oh.
pissed.
That's scary.
I don't
How
know
much damage
anything
does
about
that
guns.
do?
I'm sorry, what did you say, Tucu? I couldn't hear you over Slender.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know anything about guns. You just said gibberish to me.
Basically, there are 2 shotguns, 1 rifle, and 1 pistol.
Okay.
One shotgun holds more ammunition than the other, while the other one could be easily sawed down and stuffed into a coat.
Do we have to buy ammunition too?
Ammunition will be included with the price, and honestly, again, there's just too much going on with this game, including with all the random encounters, side quests, and everything, that I do not have the fucking time to keep track of ammunition, so we'll just say that every so often you will take off, like, maybe 5 copper or equivalent from your currency to say that you bought ammunition. Sound good?
It's too bad you're not a conjuration wizard like me, because I can make infinite bullets.
No, you couldn't.
Yes, I fucking can. It takes me 1 action to
Do
make
you want to see my arcane weapon? 4. 2.
I have this.
Yeah.
Limitations
Okay.
are not put down on my
And
character
I'm...
sheet.
Okay,
Therefore,
we're
I can do it for
we're taking up a bit of time here, because I do want to keep this
Yeah.
session to only 2 hours at best, so.
That's true.
Okay.
I'll buy it.
Alright,
For me, I'm going to buy a shield and a revolver of double action, I guess.
there's only single action. But for the most part, it's not that hard since you have thumbs.
Yeah. I'm a bird with thumbs.
So, the single action weighs 2.5 pounds and costs about... let's check. It costs about 15 silver. 15 silver.
Silver? Okay. I'll do it.
I think I just checked your character sheet, and you don't have...
I don't have silver. I have to look for it. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh boy.
Let's say we do it later.
You do have a car. That'll probably make carrying things a bit easier.
Okay.
Keep in mind, though, the car can only get you so far to only so many locations.
Of course.
The goblin...
Little buy wagon.
The goblins, the lead goblin gets down it. Gets a box and opens it and removes the safety pin and is like, here, one done last has to shooty thing. Do we find bullet other one? The goblins don't have names for each other because, again, goblins are so misanthropic they don't even like each other. Their misanthropy is so strong that when they see the mirror, they're just like, I hate you. But
Taito is offended.
it doesn't matter. It's a revolver. It's not left-handed or right-handed. It's basically ambidextrous.
Okay.
I did not mean to do that.
Well, let's say that I'm going to go to the bank, make an exchange, and then I'm going to buy it. Okay?
Okay.
What about the shield?
The shield. I don't think that. I can't remember at the top. Remember, I'm only.
Casey, if you don't have the dual wield feet, you can't hold 2 things in each hand unless they on them. They probably.
Who are you talking to?
Dual wield. Casey. Anyways, Ace, if you could help with the exchange rate because my brain is to keep track of everything.
Okay,
It's 10 to 1
It's
for
10.
everything.
It's 10 gold to a platinum, 10 silver to a gold, 10 copper.
The shield costs 5 silver.
Okay, I can make it to...
A box of ammunition, which will last you quite a while, honestly, costs 5 copper.
Okay, so 10 is silver total, and then I can just make it to gold.
Yeah, basically. You're gonna need 20. You're gonna need 20 silver to pay for the shield and the revolver, and
then?
boy. Anyways, hopefully you got your little adventure of buying weaponry out of your systems now. Ace, do you want to get Hart any weapons or anything?
Here's the thing. Would Hart want a gun, and for what purpose?
There are there.
There are daggers in this.
Okay.
And I don't know if Heart's is... I don't think that Heart's the type of character to, like, shit.
It does make sense for... I will let your character have a dual wielding thing, because honestly it just makes sense. Anyways.
Yeah, you're probably already trained in fighting it.
Anyways, with...
Dual wielding is allowed in the base game, as long as they're light weapons.
Yeah, but it's not light weapons.
I did describe the shield as only 3 pounds, which... Let's face it, for the average adventurer and a cleric, is probably not going to be too difficult to lift. The quarter...
That's a thing, but okay.
The quarterstaff half is 2 pounds.
Oh, you know what? No, it
course,
does
it's
let
4 pounds.
3 pound things. Never mind.
And let's face it, a cleric without a shield Oh, that's just it. They're a fairly squishy wizard.
Yeah.
I'll have you know my half-orc war cleric takes offense to me.
Anyways.
Anyway.
Good to know that we have a 3 feet tall meat, lizard meat shield.
I want to find magic scrolls.
You want
to get the Epla for that.
You could probably find some magical books in the town hall.
Hell yeah, that's where I'm going.
Or the archaeology office, let's face it, because, you know, you study ancient magics. So, are we, so, with with the weapons sail out of the way, the goblins look at you and go, "Leave! Leave! You bought weapons. Leave now. We must consolidate prices. Here's to make sure we got rent. Do we also have enough for food?" Mari, you still here?
Art goes, "Okay then." And fucking, picks up Janu. Not picks up, but like, arm in arm sort of thing.
Yeah.
And just like, turns us away.
I will
You
bite
still need
your
to-
hands off.
Yeah,
Right? Or its hands
You
off?
still need to.
Oh, arms. Oh, never mind.
and yeah, we'll figure out the stats for the revolver a little later, but it's not gonna be, you know,
Okay.
it's gonna, like I said, things are gonna scale, so it's not gonna be too much of an issue. So,
Gun stat.
what you gonna go to Ace, the town hall or the archaeology office?
The town hall.
You enter the town hall, and it's fairly small and quiet, actually. There's a simple air conditioning running in, keeping the place cool. There is a disgruntled secretary sitting behind a desk, and at another desk is a portly man with a white mustache and a big white Stetson hat. And he's like, "Hello there, my name's Mayor Clayton."
My name is Doug Nivenot. Shit. Hey, silence! I forgot why we're in the town.
You're looking for the artifact relating to Az. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
He just
I
look.
get distracted very easily.
Mari, hello.
What?
Hey Mari, do you want to play the disgruntled secretary, or should I make the disgruntled secretary male?
Is it a man? Is it perhaps a boy?
Who the fuck knows? Anyways,
Let there be gender equality. Let there be a male secretary.
my name's
Bad boy.
my name's Richard Clayton, and you can call me Dick. The secretary's like, we've got enough immature jokes going on around here. Oh my god, Clayton, can you at least focus up? We've got a water shortage going on. Look, I know it's a tough time, boy, but we got visitors here, and they seem to be an adventuring party. How can you tell they're an adventuring party? By the fact that they're a bunch of ragtag misfits. How can you...
I will not take offense on that.
Lauren just kind of looks back over the group.
I mean, look at y'all.
Slowly turns her head back and goes, "I'm not with them. I'm looking for."
Oh, you want scrolls? Boy, I have a name, you know. For now, you're boy. So, oh boy, yeah, open up the library. He opens up a single room that's barely bigger than a storage closet. Here it is, the library.
Lovely. And she just like steps in and like completely ignores the rest of the group.
You start digging through there, but all you can find like agricultural magic and all that. You know, nothing that's really going to be changing anything.
Okay.
I mean, and Clayton's like, "So, what brings you to our fine town?" Oh god, is it the dragon? I swear if it's the dragon, man, we've been calling for the Don Last military to help us. Oh, they say that they got this fancy new metal beast thing, and that can shoot down a dragon, and it's not the dragon, sir. Oh, good.
What dragon?
No need for you to worry about the dragon. And, boy, don't make me come over there and assert my authority. Here, you already assert your authority every day. Hey, I'm Mayor Clayton, and I can do what I want, boy.
Yeah, Glory doesn't find shit worth copying, so
she just steps out of the closet, and she just comes out of the closet. Hey, happy Pride Month, everybody.
Happy Pride Month!
Glory has come out as Glory.
I think I do have a sexuality for Glory. I don't remember.
I don't remember.
But really though,
I really thinking about sexuality. I really like the fact that most of us players are asexual, so there's not going to be any romance in this story.
I don't think my character is asexual. I just don't think that she's interested in anyone.
I don't know.
yeah.
Yet.
I don't know yet.
Oh boy.
I really want to talk to the.
Clayton, you want to talk to the who?
Yes.
You want to talk to the mayor or the secretary?
No, the mayor, I guess.
And Taito walks up to the mayor and is like, "Oh boy, we don't get many of you guys out here."
No, I've heard that.
I guess though it's because of that blinded sun. It's July and it's currently hot as all hell.
It is hot as balls.
Yeah, I guess what.
We do another snow owl. I'm just a barn owl. And as a barn owl, I do like this weather. So, I really want to ask, is there anywhere like we can look for information about us?
As oh, the god of romance. My patron.
Yeah.
My patron god. Don't mind him. He's a follower of Flamros. It's in his nature to be difficult. It's not difficult if you're a fucking moron. Don't make me come over there, boy, or I will show you the love of my hand.
Did I start any conflict right now? I really don't want conflict.
Anyways, if you want to talk about as a follower, I can't tell you shit. I'm not familiar enough with the scriptures enough to give you the history, but the archaeology office down the road will probably be able to help you out.
Thank you so much.
Not a problem.
Well, I would like it to be noted. I'm waiting outside and trying to
The arrow is just flickering all over the place. It's you're clearly in the right location, but it can't seem to pinpoint anything just yet. I'm not going to make this easy for you,
Okay, so we are looking for clues.
You're looking for details to see if anything's out of the unusual or anything. Because again, the artifacts, they are highly unusual themselves. So find them.
Mayhaps somebody is interested in the water shortage. And the god we're looking for is the god of what at the moment?
Romanticism and infertility.
Okay.
It's sexy.
This is a desert.
Which is unusual, as by all means, as would not be. It's too dry and unsexy for them.
I'm gonna get out of the town hall.
And it's coarse.
It's coarse.
Everywhere.
So, you guys decide to head.
Equating as to Anakin Skywalker, is this the hill that you plan to die on?
I mean, as could very well have looked like Christian Hedison at one point.
Is this the hill you want to die on?
I like the fact that we're saying so much.
Anyways, I'm going to tell you right now, the water shortage and as are not tied. The water shortage is really just, a little fluff here or there to give an idea of what's going on with this town. Because this is a living world. Stuff happens in here that may not be that's not even related to your quests at times.
Holy shit, we're not the main characters.
It's a dry, mountainous
But I'm going to go back to the town hall. I want to ask more about the water shortage. If it's like...
The Mayor Clayton looks very nervous and opens his mouth only for his secretary to step in. It's just a standard dry spell, and we get these like every few months. Especially in summer. The well's just not producing as much water recently, so we've got a shipment coming in from Dawnlab.
Somebody inside check this fucker.
Me.
What?
I am there. I'm the only one there. Come back.
Insight check. So, how does it feel knowing that you guys aren't the only important characters in this world?
Sad.
Normal.
18. From what you can tell, well, this guy is actually being honest with you. If there's anything about the followers of Flamros, is that lying seems anathema to them, as it's an unnecessary conflict.
I'm gonna cast the message to Glory.
Wow, okay.
I want you to come here. Come here with me. We need to investigate about this. About everything. You're just going all on your own all the time.
And I whisper back, I can come. So, like, Glory takes a couple steps away, and then just shakes her head and goes, yes.
Thank God.
The secretary looks at both of you. It's just like, why do you need her here? I told you already. It's fine. Clayton here just wants his town to look good. It is a good town. It's a town that's still in development, Clayton. It's fine if it doesn't look perfect. It's, you know, still being put together. It's a perfectly good town, I'm telling you.
You seem very shifty. You seem very shifty right now. Is there anything about this dry spell that you told me?
The secretary just sighs. Tell me, how familiar are you with, you know, the basic mechanics of heat, the sun, and, you know, summer?
Fairly.
Very familiar.
And what do you know? And what happens? It's hot outside. Hide. And there's no cloud cover. Does the ground remain wet, or does it get dry?
No, it's dry. But I'm asking because you mentioned a spell being cast.
It's not a spell. You might have just misheard me there.
You said dry spell. There's a dry sun.
Oh my, Flame Russ.
That's not what that means.
Really not. It's really not at all. Clayton's just kind of, you know, laughing nervously. He's like, yeah, y'all thought this was an actual spell?
No.
You said spell? Maybe a curse?
It's not it's a figure of speech, dear owl friend. It means that it's just, you know, a sort of temporary situation. It's not caused by any curse or actual magic. Let me tell you, if some foul wizard had come along here and cursed this town to be dry, don't you think the wizard would probably still be here laughing at us or trying to extort us very clearly out in the open, as wizards are wont to do?
Well, maybe it was just a revenge or something to be an inconvenience to this town because he might be angry.
Look,
you can't blame me for being very concerned about this town. You said that there was a shortage.
It's not a shortage, and the boy's like, okay, now he's digging himself a hole again. Look, it's just a standard and a dry situation. The sun's hot. There's no clouds. Clouds. We're out in the desert. By the way, you're an elf from Epla, aren't you? Do you have any idea why this area is once your territory, right? Do you have any idea why it's so dry? I thought you guys like.
Should I make a history check? Would I know this?
Well,
can I make a history check too?
You guys can make a history check. But the secretary's coming from the perspective of Epla's typically is a lush green. Ooh, neither of you really know much, but as Teresa has stepped in and it knows. Oh, thank goodness, somebody could save this.
Thank God Teresa is here.
I got a 2 plus 6 is an 8.
As Teresa can tell.
I don't know shit.
As Teresa comes in and basically relays to both of you, in case he can't speak, that had basically this area's always just been kind of dry. Apple never really got you never really, you know, make it the lush greenery that is typically associated with it. Basically, nothing's wrong here. There's no curse. There's no spell. You've wasted.
It's just a fucking desert.
It's just a desert.
Okay.
Congratulations. You wasted our time. I'm gonna try like railroad you. This, if you wanna, I'm gonna try to stop you, but I'm not gonna force you to stop.
Yeah, no, I just thought that it might be tied to the whole fertility thing about asses. The god.
Yeah,
maybe
Sexy boy controls the plants.
Yeah, no, it's not that.
Okay. Oh, that's good to know. We get out. Good night. Thank you.
This is just, you know, a standard, boy, shit's going down situation.
Lovely.
This is just an aspect of the world that you live in. Because again, you got not everything that happens needs to involve you guys.
Too bad you're not like 15th level druid, because I'm pretty sure they can actually do something about this shit.
Alright, hello again, and welcome back. It's been a long time, but for you all, you're probably experiencing this as a very confused interruption in the episode, since I have not put out episode 2 yet, until now. But some stuff happened, we had to take a few weeks to get everything back together again, but we're here again, and we're ready to continue with the story. Tucu and Casey are sadly silent, but what can you do? We of course have Gerald.
Saves you.
Oh wow!
Me whispering to my dog.
Tucu just
No, you're good.
Tucu just talked, and Ace is back, of course.
No, wait, could you guys hear me, like, talking to my dog?
Yes, I could.
Good.
I could.
Or not until recently. Oh, okay.
Do you want to know the context of why I was calling my dog a little shit?
Because he's a little shit.
Well, yes, that too. My dog kind of acts like a cat a lot of the time. He just knocked my phone off of my bed.
Casey says, my brother is talking at high roar, so I may miss some of the stuff you say. Okay, just let me know if I need to repeat anything. And of course I have the hi, lovely code GM here as well. Say hello, Mari.
Hello.
Hello. Oh my god, here we go.
Yeah, I'm on the haters.
So,
I'm an 18-year-old man.
so to put things into proper context, since Gerald's finally back, last episode we didn't have Gerald to run Gerald's character, but Gerald is back, so Gerald can be Gerald. Gerald.
Is that my cue?
No, that was just me being a dumbass.
Okay.
Since Gerald is the new Mari, I guess he can take over.
Please.
No. I have no responsibility.
Hey,
I clean
Gerald, do you want
tables
to
for
do all the
$8.50.
girl voices?
Yes, absolutely. I just blew up my voice there.
Okay, Tuca just said, I'm going to text mostly... I'm going to text mostly because I have a lot of background noise.
That's completely understandable. Thank you.
Or as it's spelled, noise.
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 Anyways, last time, due to, for Gerald, since you guys saved the Empress, you got a car, you drove to the frontier town of Redreach, and have currently been investigating what the hell's going on with the town. Everyone bought some stuff from a weapons shop run by Goblins.
Goblins.
And,
You know,
the characters have found nothing from the town hall and found that the mayor is unhelpful. And crap, I can't remember the name of the mayor. I just know that he spoke like Doug Dimmadome.
Just call him Dougie.
Yeah, we'll call him Dougie for now. That's his new name. If he had a different name, well, too bad. That's his name now. Doug Dimmadome! All the them sale Dimmadome! Anyways, you guys had just started to leave the town hall and were making your way down to the archaeology office to see Dale's contacts and see what they have to say about the artifact you're currently looking for, which holds the symbol of Az on it.
The literal fuckboy.
Az is a fuck them. They have no set gender because they will accept all parties, he's in all sexualities all the time.
That's true. But still, a fucker.
Yep.
Perhaps even the fucker.
Oh, absolutely.
He's the Pride Parade patron.
Well, he would be if there was ever a need for a pride parade in this universe.
I love the idea of, like, a pride parade, and then just, like, a dude standing at the front with, like, a million little, like, tassel flags attached to his arms, and he's just holding it out, like, T-posing like Jesus.
Has wants a hug.
okay.
So you guys were going to enter the archaeology office, correct?
Correct.
I mean,
We already went to the town hall. I think we're going to the archaeology.
Yeah. You tried searching for magic in the mayor's office, but all you found was agricultural magic.
I found bullshit.
Yep. And of course, Tucu's character Taito tried to solve the town's dry spell, only to find out it's not a literal spell. This is just nature at work, and as it turns out, you guys aren't the most important people in the world. Things actually happen without you.
What?
Possible.
I didn't know that was
I'm
a
pretty
thing.
sure one of the two druids can, like, do some create water.
It'd be a very slow
Yes,
process,
hello.
but correct.
That's me. I can do that.
Maybe do that in the well, like a few times.
So you guys enter the archaeology office, and there you find a large-looking elf wearing what seems to be a wide-brimmed 10-gallon hat.
Jesus Christ!
Can I fill it up with water?
No, you cannot.
Fuck.
There, in the corner sits a dwarf woman looking over some papers and looking utterly bored with everything about this. And in the back room, and in the back of the office, you see. Well, congratulations, Glory. You can recognize the symbols on this man's cloak. They are the symbols of Chronos, the gears of order. Here, the man turns around, and you realize that he's one of those weirdos of Chronos who took some of the some of the clockwork servant technology and has since applied it to his body.
Is he missing a goddamn eye or an arm?
You could say that he's for anyone familiar, you could say he's kind of the Adeptus Mechanicus here, only servant to order and logic of Chronos. Tucu says, Casey says he's a steampunk cosplayer.
Yes.
ABAB, assigned bastard at birth.
That's
a good one, Casey.
The follower of Chronos looks over, or is like, more feeble fleshlings. Johnson, you have more people here. Johnson looks up from the papers he's reading. Oh, well, how come you didn't tell we had anyone here, Mary?
I'm giving this dude, like, the look that you give, like, seeing a person in a full banana costume at a supermarket, just going through the aisles, just, what the fuck are you? What are you?
I'm a half elf, ma'am.
I don't say that out loud!
Well, it's too late. It's too late. Glory's racist now.
Glory has always been racist, first of all, and second of all, you'll know I'm talking like her because I put an accent for her.
Well,
it sounds like this, remember? It's bullshit.
Oh boy. Mary, you didn't tell me we had visitors. Isn't it your job to pay attention to the door?
Well, I was trying to get some paperwork done in order to actually do something around these parts. Excuse me if I got a little bit sidetracked and in La La Land.
Casey, don't out me like this. Nobody can read the chat.
Glorious elves aren't real, eh?
I hate all of you. I made a racist character. That doesn't make me racist.
Hold up.
Oh, one moment while we calculate the odds.
Yeah, hold on. Let me look at my calculator real quick, and it says bullshit.
Oh god, this is awful. Anyways, Johnson's like, so what are you fine folk doing here then?
I like how the white person says bullshit to the person of color.
You know.
Okay, look here. That's only a technicality.
I mean, if
this gets posted on YouTube, there's
gonna
be a big
demonetized,
debate.
bro.
Okay.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was never monetized in the first place, I don't think.
And even then, let's face it, all of our other podcast stuff, it will already be demonetized.
Good.
As long as we don't curse in the first minute, we'll be fine.
Fuck!
That's actually true. Your bots are fucking stupid.
Anyways, who's going to answer Johnson as to why you're all here?
I don't know. I'm just as lost as you are.
I guess.
That's not what he said. I have a memory of a goldfish. What did he say again?
So, what brings you all here to the archaeology office? What can we help you with?
Looking for a tower. Looking for a tower.
Johnson looks down at. Let's see.
Name of lizard here.
Janu, huh? He was like, oh, hey! I didn't see you down there, little buddy. He, Zilord!
Immediately, just, oh, you shouldn't have said that.
Oh.
Teresa has said, this is our dog.
Hey, Casey, do you want me to do the voice?
Starts to pat lizard.
Pupils very dilated right now. I just want to say
I
that.
can do the voice. It will kill my throat, but I'm willing to do it.
you guys realize how at risk your hands are to biting, correct?
Tucu, you're gonna have to type that into the
Yes.
game chat.
That is the voice I'm gonna do. You know, I was gonna do it, but as soon as you said that, I went, oh, fuck, I don't think I can.
For anybody wondering,
You made me second guess myself, how dare you?
for anybody wondering, Casey's character is based off of Terezi from fucking Homestuck and all that, and Casey has just informed Ace that the voice is the Terezi scratchy voice every Terezi fan voice actor did. So yeah, that's a thing. Anyways,
So it's up here and kind of.
Find
Yeah.
a page.
So it's up here-ish, and a little bit more nasal than this, with like a weird thing in the back. Yeah?
it's a thing.
Or then.
Is that close enough?
Mhm.
I can't actually hear my own voice.
Close enough.
Seems pretty close to me.
I'm asking KC!
Oh, okay.
Guys, come on,
Her goddamn character!
guys, come on. Let's just get this game moving
There.
because we've only got so many hours, and we still got the first artifact to find.
Of course.
Speaking of artifacts, you got. I don't want to start railroading you, but I would like to remind you guys that you do have the compass. Like a
Oh, did we not check it when we got here?
Yep, the compass is in. The compass, you did check it, and last I said the compass. It kind of just It says that something's here. It says the artifact's here, but it's not pointing in any which direction where it is.
Yeah. This is why we didn't check the compass again, because it's kind of just spinning around.
Yeah,
Spinning right around.
but you could, and Johnson here's with the Archaeological Society, and he knows Dale, so maybe if you showed him the compass... Do I need to...
Oh.
It feels like railroading. I'm gonna
How do we
completely
know?
different. No.
How do we know he knows?
Tucu says, hint, hint. Yes, that is exactly what I'm trying to do with you guys here. Oh, boy.
Well, I'm the one holding the compass, and I don't know who the fuck this is.
Especially because, has Therese ever actually seen a half-elf before? Gloria, has Gloria ever seen a half-elf before?
I imagine she's seen plenty. She doesn't really... I don't think she really considers them as, like, elves. They're like... It's like, how you have, like, an A, and then you have, like, a A-, and you know that they're equivocally the same in a grade book, but it's not the same to, like, the person?
Yeah.
Better
I feel like
than
that's what
most
Glory
people
feels towards
in this.
half-elves.
Oh, boy. So... This is gonna be fun. So, Johnson knows... I'm gonna, use this as... Johnson just sees Glory giving him a stare, and it's like...
Oh, Chronos boy?
No, Johnson. The Chronos boy is Zealor, or he...
No, I'm staring at Chronos boy, what the fuck?
Zealor looks over and is like, feeble fleshling. Did you see something wrong with the great creation of Chronos?
No, I just see a cog head.
Oof.
That is my
there.
racism.
Zealor just shrugs and says, if your mind understood the intricacies of the great mechanism that is time better, then maybe you too would understand why we take on these modifications. And he just kind of walks off into a back room, which you can tell holds a lot of books, so he's probably just going to be sorting for a while.
Can I make a quick perception check to see if I find anything interesting, like, as he opens the door?
Sure, go ahead. See how good your eyesight is.
Hell yeah. So I've got a +2. And that's a 7.
What do your elf eyes see? Nothing. As it turns out, Glory's now suffering from astigmatism.
Oh,
My God.
Now player and character have the same eyes.
whoa.
Is there a nearby eye care place?
Continue. You're professional.
Oh.
Johnson looks down and is like, you have a problem with my buddy over there? He's kind of a weirdo, but he gets the job done.
Hmm.
And
We are
No, I
looking
just
for
think he's a weirdo.
tower. Tower!
the towers, the towers, the towers that vanished centuries ago. Nobody's known where they went. And I'm still wondering how the hell the gods even moved them in the first place.
It's called
They're
magic.
gods. I think they're
Magic
on
gods.
blah, blah, oh my god.
Omnipotent.
I'm napadabadab. Omniprazzle.
These are good
Omnipotent.
Mary, I know you're having... Yeah, Mary, you're getting better. I know you're having some trouble with common language and all that, but... Yeah, you're improving. That's good.
After all, common is the language of the inferior species.
Yes, that's why you speak
Do you
literally.
say this in common?
No, I'm not smart enough to make that comment. I am smart enough to read maps, apparently, and this is all.
Mm-hmm.
As I was saying,
I am also incredibly split between
omnipotent. They could do anything.
punching people for making fun of me, because I might kill someone.
I don't think any of you know what omnipotence means.
The cat probably does. I think. I think Gerald knows.
I can explain omnipotence.
Omnipotence.
Give me 1 minute to think in my mind.
Oh boy,
Click, clack, tippy, typity.
Hey Siri, what is omnipotence?
A deity having unlimited power, able
Shut
to
up!
do it.
Siri's reading it.
What? No, omnipotence means like knowing everything.
Yeah, it's basically the knowledge of everything. What's going to happen, what will happen, and what
It's what characters with high intelligence think they are.
It's like the galaxy brain meme, but you're just always stuck on the end of it.
Okay, so...
Weird.
I mean,
But it says on Google, a deity, well, an adjective of a deity having unlimited power, able to do anything.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's
Omnipotent.
omnipotent.
guys, let's focus. Let's focus up. So I think I'm going to use this a bit, and Jonathan will be like, wait. Normally, people don't come in here asking about the towers. They're typically, oh my God, you're with Dale, aren't you, Mary? Mary, I thought we told Dale to leave us the hell alone.
He was informed, but I guess he just doesn't listen.
He lost the job here. I thought that would have made it clear that, you know, he's not welcome to bother us.
Well, technically, he ain't here.
Very true.
And it's at this point that Johnson notices the cleric label on Therese, and it's like, oh no, he brought a lawyer.
Well, shit.
Gonna do now, kiddo.
He's trying to...
We brought our dog the whole way. That's me, I have to use Therese. It's Terezi. Zealor opens up the door. What is it, feeble fleshling? You have made me, you make a typo in my own speech. Dale's back. He sent more people. And Zealor just slams the door shut rather than face you all.
Oh.
Mary is the dwarf. Dwarf. You're not certain what Zealor was, but it's very clear that he was something under all the metal parts he strapped to his body.
Would I have known?
You would have not known.
Oh, okay. I was thinking that if I am a follower of Chronos and I've seen other people that are cogheads, that's my term for them now.
Coghead is actually a pretty good term, really, so I'm going to use that.
Is there any water in the well? I need
there's water in the well. There's not a lot of it.
Cool, I'm gonna do something real quick to be nice to this.
He's gonna make more water to you.
Johnson rubs his temples and is like, Mary, just for...
Damn it, I did it wrong. I'm fucking stupid, ignore me.
What did you say?
Mary, since we're going to be having an incoming headache, feel free to take the rest of the day off.
Well, I'll be
does this
dead.
work? What do
I need to see this. I ain't going anywhere.
So you've currently got a very frustrated half-elf, a now smugly smirking dwarf secretary, and whatever the hell Zealor is just locked in the storage closet.
He's a coghead.
Yeah,
I'm a fucking idiot.
Coghead. Anyways. Yeah. Okay. This is about those artifacts, ain't it? Look, I told Dale unless he could somehow produce evidence that doesn't involve getting our overseer zapped with a lightning, then we'd maybe listen to him. But so far, he's shown us nothing.
Hey,
And
someone told him something. What is it?
Competence. Competence? Compass.
No
compass.
lightning here.
I say,
lightning.
well, and I pull out the compass. This was pointing here. And
Johnson stares at it for a moment. Is like, the hell did you get that?
I don't know. I just have it now. It's mine.
I'm getting the feeling you're going to be of no help whatsoever in telling me where the hell got that thing, because it certainly ain't from here. Can I say it?
I don't know where he got it either, and I'm fairly certain none of these others.
Can I say it?
Maybe the lawyer.
I say.
So I should note. Can I say this? That's my question.
What?
Can I say that I've like hooked up like a chain to it to like attach it to like my belt or something?
Yeah, that's totally possible.
I take the chain, I hold one end of the chain, and I say, "You have 1 minute."
You have 1.
Okay, so Johnson takes the compass and starts looking it over very quickly. Even starts jiggling with the dials and even switching through the various symbols before settling back on as goes and hands it back to you. Well, I'll be damned. I'll be damned.
Oh shit.
Was he not crazy after all?
I'm fairly certain he was still crazy. He just had a point.
That's even worse when you think about it.
A crazy man who's right is worse than a crazy man who's wrong.
Because
Crazy man who's right is more entertaining at the very least.
I'll give you that. I like you.
Feeling is not mutual.
Many people do. Lori is an asshole! Okay?
I was about to say, well, that's a fucking lie.
Oh, apparently.
Okay, so
Charisma of 16.
so
I
John.
think a lot of people like her.
So Johnson sits down and goes, "Well,
No, charisma isn't always positive.
Oh no, it's just force of will.
Oh, it's negative charisma.
So I was going to say, hey, Johnson sits down and goes, well, I guess I better fill you in on the legend of the artifacts and everything, what we currently think they might be been used for. So feel free to fill up yourself up a seat. Mary, we still got some water stored in the back, don't we?
I just like start
Wow.
sitting and I conjure like a stool underneath me and go, alright.
Johnson looks at
He's not back.
Johnson just stares at the conjured stool for a moment. It's just like, I'll go check the back. He leaves, opens the door, and sees Zealor still sitting there. Zealor, you're gonna have to come out and interact with the people sooner or later. Feeble.
Wait a second! It says no larger than 3 feet on a side! I can make a throne!
I like to imagine that Glory just decided while Johnson goes to get the water, just decide to whip out her little spell. I'll look, see what she can do, and then realize she didn't need to make a stool. She could have made a throne.
It changes to a throne under her.
And Johnson,
I'm just trying to fill the well with water.
you should probably call Hart back.
Mm-hmm.
I have such a headache right now.
Because we're getting ready for exposition time.
Mm-hmm. Exposition.
Hart can basically just create the water so long as she has a drop to start off with. I'm pretty sure that you need to see them to do message. Or at least know where they are.
And the only thing you got for far speech is that conch shell, which only communicates with Dale.
Magic comment.
Yeah, I know what I was doing. And Gerald says his character walks back into the place feeling dumb, in case he's currently going, the conch! Anyways, to focus up, Dale gets out a big jug of water, pours you all some glasses, and does, of course, drag Zealor back with him, who's like, I refuse to interact with fleshlings.
Shut up!
Don't mind him, he's like this on his off days. I think there might be something about the, Did we just have somebody leave?
I think so.
Somebody left.
Who was that?
Oh, they're back.
It's Tucu.
Whomst died. Oh, it's Tucu.
Psst.
Anyways, hiccup. Anyways, don't mind Zealor. He's just like this on his off days. I think there might be something about the Chronos pieces he's been sticking onto his body. He's usually a lot friendlier, but I think it's also the heat. Anyways, so the progenitors were one of the many races that Emmy had created, and before they made the current form of mortals. Because, it's not exactly easy to make a living being. It takes a few tries to get things right. We've actually
That somehow implies that the progenitors were flawed.
Well, they were. Do you see them around today?
That was out of character, excuse you!
Yeah, but you can't admit any race that's currently not around is probably not a very successful race. For all
Say that to the airbenders from Atla.
Yeah, but they were wiped out. These guys
They were literally...
These guys just vanished.
They're not dead then, are they?
No, they're on the moon.
They're on the moon.
The moon's haunted.
Yeah.
What? The moon's haunted.
Yeah.
Shocking.
You don't know where they went. For all you know, they entered another plane.
Jesus.
747 to be exact.
I mean, either of the druids can cast that later levels.
Still looking.
The progenitors, from what we can tell, were highly misanthropic to such a degree that they even disliked the gods. And I kind of find that hard to believe, because the reports of Imi and Russ say that they were easily the most friendly gods to be around. I mean, who doesn't want to be reassured that everything's going to be alright in life? And then even after in her life. But they built grand artifacts, and what we can tell from these is that each artifact corresponds to something about one of the 7 gods. We're not certain what the artifacts do, but all we know is that for some reason they relate. And the symbol of Az here could be anything. For Az was the god / goddess or whatever Az was on a particular day of spring, romanticism, emotion, and, of course, reproduction.
And at that point, Aqua goes and says, "It could be a magic dildo!"
What do we even know what dildos are at this point?
Don Lest has had a few made.
I should close my door. My whole family can hear me. I closed my goddamn door.
Casey says they were gamers. It's a bad dragon package.
It's a bad dragon.
Little talking Blue Jay. For all we know, that is what they could have been.
My name's Aqua. I have a name, and I chose it myself. Thank you very much.
That's one sassy familiar you got there.
She does that.
Well,
I do that.
This, of course, means that each and every single one of the artifacts could be incredibly dangerous, because imagine...
Or horny!
No, imagine the ability to render people unable to move just through that. Imagine the ability to stop time or even alter the order and the rules of physics. Imagine the ability to make life your own or to kill people en masse. Flame and induce rage and conflict. Any of these artifacts could do any of those things.
Make a grapple check. That's an actual thing you can do. Make the grapple check. I dare you. I responded to Gerald, who just tried to catch the familiar.
Gerald, you can in fact announce what your character is doing verbally.
But it's much more sneaky this
Mari says this about Az's. Mari says this about what you had to say about Az's artifact, a dildo, and called it. Knew it. Mari, you're just clever, aren't you?
You think you're clever?
My influence is contagious.
Strength, acrobatics.
No, my acrobatics. Because I'm trying to dodge.
Why'd it be strength, Tucu? I mean, strength is to hit, which is not optional unless you have an ability that allows you to use your reflex instead, which is very strange. Dodge, duck, div, type, and dodge. That's for a grapple.
I can look this up.
Well, you guys are currently trying to grapple. Johnson continues. The fact that this compass actually has all 7 symbols in this little projected map says bad things for us. It means that the progenitors were real. It was bad enough finding out that there were previous races on this planet. He opens a box and pulls out a very reptilian-looking skull. The The skull is old, and it seems to be practically stone at this point.
It's strength, actually.
This here belonged to, from what we can tell, is over 60 million years old. That's
a 16, and you fail.
Yep. Heart fails to grab the tiny little blue jay.
Ha ha ha. I get a flavor text peck to the head. It doesn't do any damage. It's just annoying.
Yep. And the fact that, at least with these things, we know that they died out. The progenitors, however, we found visibly no trace beyond a few ruins, and apparently now, actual artifacts.
Beyond FU ruins?
Beyond a few ruins. I know my accent's hard to understand, but if you insist on this, I will literally cast a spell to make you speak in my accent.
Oh.
Again, not in character.
Tucu slides a gold coin on the table. Tucu wants to see.
You want to see?
Tucu would find this amusing.
Tucu wants to see a glory speak in a bad southern accent, like Johnson.
Yes.
I don't think there is a spell you can do to do that.
Well, funny thing to say to the DM,
Unless
huh?
this character can use the powers of God.
That's a funny trick to play on God.
I can't understand your accent. Go back to your country.
I can't understand your accent.
Tucu would also like to hear Glory speaking in a bad southern accent.
Pay me.
Try. Pay me.
You know what? I'm gonna roll a 1d20, and you'll have to just contest a will save against it. Alright? Everybody good to see that?
If you say that this spell exists, that means that we can access it too at some point. I hope you're aware of this.
Yes, I'm perfectly aware of this, and I'm totally willing to let this happen.
Okay.
It's worth it.
It's totally worth it. And besides, wouldn't you like to have a spell that will let you change the accent of people for at least an hour?
Oh, I see. So it's any accent.
Yeah, in this case, Johnson is giving Glory a bad southern accent. Ah, crap. I think I did that. We don't use our 1d20 often enough that sometimes I just forget. Alright, that's a 15.
Why don't I have any saving throws on my sheet? That should probably be fixed.
Yep.
Give me a second. I don't know why that's not a thing that I did.
Is a will save is it intelligence or a charisma check? Sorry, a wisdom. Sorry, not charisma.
It's a wisdom save.
It's a wisdom save.
I will say, though...
Which I have proficiency in. That's what I thought.
I will say that...
Oh, no, it's doing that because I'm on the other, thing. Yeah, no, okay, that makes sense.
I will say that if somehow...
So I got a 4.
Oh! What's even better about this? Since the spell affects accents and Aqua is technically speaking Port of Glory due to being a familiar,
Two different creatures.
Aqua now also has the accent.
I mean, not really, because they are two different creatures, unless you cast it on two different creatures.
Yeah,
which is also fine. But my other character would need to make a save for that.
But let's just focus on Glory for now. Johnson gives Glory a look, looks at the gold coin, and goes, "Fine."
Oh no, I snatch it and go, "Alright, y'all had your fun. But this is mine now."
See? Already I can understand you better. Mary, isn't this an improvement?
I understand this.
Depends on improvement.
My ass.
Don't
do in character roleplay.
Don't worry, it'll last for just for an hour, maybe half hour, depending on how the heat affects you. It gets hot out here. I've noticed that spells don't work well in certain conditions, especially ones that like this, where it's like affecting your brain.
What about in the cold?
Cold probably affected as well. Let's see, Lauren.
Make it last longer or slower. I mean.
Oh, that's not what I meant to do.
We have never been able to. We've never tested it, so we cannot say. And then Sealer's just lying on the floor like, oh god, there's now two of them.
There's now two.
Glory just kind of looks over, gives a sly smile, and goes, "Oh, so you don't really like this accent, do you?"
Please make it
I
stop.
think I'll just keep talking and talking and talking and talking and talking until you go away.
Zealer just rolls over onto his face. I swear.
Slides another gold coin on the table.
I pick it up again.
You can't.
I now have 2 gold coins extra.
Okay, first of all, when did you even get the first coin?
She stole it.
I took both of them.
What? When? I didn't
You
hear
can't
or
see?
see that.
You're like 2 feet tall!
I put the coins there. I'm pretty sure I can move for them.
You're like 2 feet tall! You don't even reach the desk!
3 feet tall. Yes, I can.
Oh boy. Okay, let's focus up, people. I've only got so much time here. Johnson shrugs and goes, "There. I think I might know what to do about the task. I mean, there's a train coming in soon, and in an instant, he just seems to his visible disposition just seems to change as he goes from worried to, I might be able to point you to someone who might be able to help. And it also seems to pass over Mary, who seems much cheerier as well. Zealer is
Help with what? Why y'all making that face?
Zealer is still, on the floor, just goes, he's here. And Johnson's like, okay, come on, buddy. Pick up those spirits. It's a great day today. He's back. Mary, he's back.
He is back. All right.
It's great to hear from you three again. I was wondering when this train would show up. You could definitely tell that this is not natural. Something is...
Did you say his name was Yutha?
Yeah, he's a dark elf. Great guy.
Very handsome.
Oh, absolutely.
Tell me more.
Well, what can we say? He's just simply the best. He has impeccable fashion sense, and just the accessories makes you feel so warm. Like there's just love in the air. That should probably.
Oh, I think I know what's going on, and I don't like it one tiny bit.
Zealer's like, unknown phenomenon. Only people misanthropic enough.
Phenomenon. Ignore that. I was doing a thing. I was wondering why I only had 9 hit points. It's because I rolled the 1 on my level up.
You see Johnson and Mary stand up, still smiling that wide smile, just walk out the door. You look out and you see everyone else in town getting out of their buildings, walking out. Except for the goblins, they're still in their weapons shop.
Oof.
Zealer goes, why aren't you affected? You don't seem nearly as antisocial as the goblins.
I immediately use one of my spell slots to cast Mage Armor. It does this, just so you know.
Who are you gonna use?
It's a 15.
Who are you using it on?
Me.
Yeah, so basically Gloria just slaps herself in the chest and Mage Armor just appears on her.
Yep. And now I look like I have like golden, like crown, like royalty bullshit. Just like all bullshit, but it's like made of light.
Yeah. Okay. So, what are you guys gonna do now that everybody seems to be under something? And there's a reason. There's a good reason why you guys aren't affected. But I'll let you figure that out.
Oh, this isn't concentration! I can do this multiple times.
Guys, what are you gonna do? Janu's looking outside, and Janu, you just see everyone marching towards the train station, almost dazed, as if some great celebrity is coming to town. But I'm not certain if you know what a celebrity is or not.
I know what a celebrity is.
I think
I think he knows the essence of what a celebrity is, but not the definition of the word.
Probably.
He knows the concept, but not the definition.
Or the word.
It's similar to celery.
Janu looks inside. Janu says, people walking towards train station.
Can I roll a
people.
perception?
You can roll a perception.
Alright, cool.
Do I roll
Just
perception
normal roll.
if I look outside?
Damn.
This building is
Should I have rolled perception?
Yeah, it's not really needed, but you do notice that even the mayor, her and a secretary from town hall are walking out to the train station, And as far as you could tell, those guys were probably too busy bickering to even, step outside.
Tucu, go walk over there. Someone to punch over there, probably.
I like how your name
wizard.
changed. He's using a disguise.
Sorry, I when I say
it's fine.
Janu,
It's his disguise.
Yeah, I'm getting stuck between Janu and Tucu because I was going with something like Tucu, or I made a character called Tucu somewhere else.
Why would you want to make?
And the only reason I have this name is because somebody insisted that I go through a lizard folk translator.
Also, why would you want to call yourself something disappointing like Tucu?
Fuck you.
Jortoon. Shit! I see what you did there.
Anyways, what do you see? What I
don't like the icon that you're moving around. I can see it out of the corner of my screen. I don't like that.
Anyways, you guys go to follow all the people fucking leaving the buildings, or are you just gonna stay here and explore the archaeology office? It's up to you. I don't.
Do they leave the archaeology office?
They have left. Oh, the only one still there is Zelor, and he's just like is still lying on the floor.
I'm just gonna.
Can I go ahead and make the assumption that whatever it is that makes people sexually attracted to him doesn't work on me because I'm not sexually attracted to anybody?
Oh no, it's not that. In fact, thanks to...
but can I say that?
You can assume that, but you're gonna get an instant explanation thanks to Slender here. Slender, the first as you
I see.
As you start to walk away, you start to feel something creeping into your mind, an almost giddiness, as if everything's gonna be all right. This the person coming here will just solve all your problems and make you feel as if every day is just a joy of being alive. Just fantastic.
Do I see this happening?
You see this happening. You see this slow smile start to creep across Janu's face.
Slow grin.
Janu
turns away from the station and starts walking towards the bank.
No, Janu.
No, let him.
Only if he gets. Only if he gets a will save.
A will save. Okay.
Wisdom. Yep. There is a basic number for you to beat here. Sucked it. Okay, we had a small interruption. To sum up,
McFucking died.
Yeah.
Everyone died.
So I want to alter some stuff here and say that you guys have not met the issue yet.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you instead, spent most of your time walking around the crowds. Ace has begun research on a project stored in the storage closet, and Janu is currently in the bank, and he just recently got a 23 in perception, which I'm going to use.
And that's funny.
Find some giant pearls for Therese.
In the bank, Janu finds another goblin. Mari, if you would like to voice this goblin.
Oh god.
Which goblin?
It's a bank goblin. He's even wearing a little teller suit and all that.
Harry Potter.
Potter.
Gringotts, man.
Gringotts.
Hold on. All right, let's do this then. Oh.
It's for the way you look at me.
Oh boy. Master has given Dobby a deposit slip.
We should just have screenshots of what Casey is saying, and just have it continuously just flip through.
Okay. Let's get back on track here because I've only got so much time left, people, and I do want to at least get on to the boss of this and all that. So, anyways, Mari, your goblin.
Oh, hello there. How may I help you today?
Oh, Janu was exploring town.
Definitely didn't come here to rob.
Shut the fuck up. No. Janu was curious about the festival. Also,
yes.
Why are you not outside like others?
I hate people. And whenever I hear about customers after they've dealt with the festivities, they always say that there's lovey-doveyness and happiness in the air.
Yeah, all goblins are misanthropes, which is working out for them in this case, I guess.
Oh yeah.
So I should be borderline immune as well. But all right.
The fact that you're interacting with people better than the goblins says that you can still be affected. So congratulations, Janu. You're not totally misanthropic.
Oh.
So just like a +10 to the dice roll.
Anyways, for the perception, you notice that beyond the goblin, all the storage deposits are open, the vault is open, and everything's just missing, and the goblin just looks so disappointed with all this.
Oh.
But there is something there. Yeah, you look over and see an old a photo made with one of those fancy new Polaroid cameras, showing a dark elf wearing a weird mask-like crown on his head.
An old photo with the new machine.
Look, it's look, I messed up a bit there.
It's a photo, nerd.
I have a disability. Okay, it makes it hard to speak.
The photo teleported to the past.
Considering that you have a god of time, that's entirely possible.
You know what? That's very valid.
But then again, the god of time ain't doing shit right now. The gods all vanished.
That's why we have me, the lizard.
But basically, from what you could say, okay, I'm gonna fix this up. It's a new photo made with a new Polaroid camera, but it's of a very old dark elf who looks to be holding this odd crown, almost as if something within him is just ignited. And Janu, you probably have a lot of experience seeing this. Yes, and you can just tell from the look in his eyes, he's afraid of something. He's afraid of one very specific thing that you've seen many times before. He's afraid of dying.
Ooh.
Stinky boy, time to die.
Stinky boy. Crown that Mr. Popular wears.
We don't know about him yet.
Yes, we do. We saw him, remember?
Yeah, that was retconned out due to the bug.
Oh. Wait, we actually hard
So
retconned?
where are we now?
Yeah,
Basically, you've been taking advantage of the fact that everyone around town has kind of lost it. And there was a bit where Glory figured out how everyone has been unaffected for the most part in their group. Which, for dear listeners, I don't feel like having to go over all over again. It's the compass.
It's the compass.
Yeah. There's they don't
know that.
It's nobody knows that. Just Glory knows that, and Glory refuses to tell because Glory's an ass.
Oh yeah, Glory is trying to pretend like it's all coming from her, and she's like casting a protection spell or some shit.
Please stop saying E-boy, Casey. No. Why must you defy me like this?
You defy your god?
Please stop. I am not saying that. I do actually have someone I know IRL who's listening to this podcast.
Oh Jesus.
Anyways,
it's not your mom because I swear so much.
It's not my mom, but it is someone who's going to help try to get the podcast out there and all that.
Oh hell yeah!
Ooh.
Hi, random person. I'm swearing a lot.
Yeah.
Hello, whoever's out there.
Anyways, Janu, this is a big revelation, and in your tiny lizard brain, something's just clicked. You know that you're a hunter, right? You've hunted and killed things before, correct?
Yes.
This is how you know what the fear of death looks like. And in your experience, this has clicked you into something. This person has done something that they think may make them escape death itself.
They're holding
What a stupid boy.
But you're not certain how, because, well, that's a bit more big thinking, and clearly you're going to need to take this to the experts, aka Taito, Therese, and Glory, to find out the answer.
Brainiac bitch.
to figure out what this could possibly mean. And those guys are going to need to roll pretty high for me to explain this shit.
What do they have to roll?
The banker first.
Yeah, you also have to deal with the fact that...
intelligence?
I will say straight intelligence could probably explain this, but I'd say this is more a knowledge check. Yeah, Arcana check. Arcana check and all that, because since this is relating to a very specific subset of magic. The 7 gods each had their own way of doing magical things. So, And you don't really recognize the symbol on there at the moment because, well, I'm guessing, hey, no, the symbol doesn't really register in your short-term memory much.
I literally had a brain aneurysm. I'm fucking dead.
A net 1 for a total of 2.
Alright, I'm gonna give Mario the explanation the Goblin gives.
Tippity tap 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 tap.
Tippity tappity
And spin.
There we go. So, the Goblin's gonna explain to Janu why this place is empty.
It's awful. So awful.
Yes.
There's a group of
Sunshine,
brainwashed
lollipops.
people. As to how they were brainwashed, I have no idea. But they worked in sync.
And basically just cleared the place out.
Oh,
What do you mean clear the place?
still there?
I'm pretty sure they took all their deposits and just booked it.
Yeah.
Was this robbed, or everyone took their stuff and then just
Everybody took
withdrew?
their stuff and just booked it.
So that means we have to go into the houses. I mean,
I'm gonna make a joke now.
I will cut you off
New
there.
senses where the gold has gone. It's gone to Mr. Popular.
Yes.
Not
Thank
that I
you.
know who he is yet.
Thank you, Slender, for using one of the 2 brain cells to actually make that deduction. Oh,
It's amazing how much you can discover by leaving one building.
Yeah.
Sunshine, lollipops, and bullshit everywhere. That's what this goblin has in its brain.
So, anyways, Janu, you're gonna head back to the archaeology office, which is currently.
Yes.
You enter in and you wave the photo at him.
Oh, I stole it. Okay.
I mean,
Where'd that photo go?
I will not argue with this.
I mean, the goblin is basically too miffed about losing all the stuff all the shiny stuff they were supposed to be guarding, to care about the one photo.
Mm-hmm. All right.
You walk in, you wave the photo, and Glory, if she decides to be racist, probably is like, "What's that, boy? Do you have a clue?"
I'm in a different place. He doesn't know where the fuck I am.
Are you sure about that? Because
Door's
it looks
closed,
like
man. You can't see me anywhere.
I can sense the annoying presence.
I will give him.
The door?
I will give him that. Glory has him. Glory has a natural little charisma that just makes her annoying presence known to everybody near.
Also, if I remember right, you've been in there for quite a while now.
You weren't there when I went in.
It's
I don't know
fine.
where I am. You're too stupid.
It's fine. There's water bottles and granola bars in the closet. She's fine.
It doesn't require intelligence to know that you're in there. That's perception.
The make us perception dipshit.
So there's
I'm
this
joking. I adore you,
smell.
Slender. You're a good friend of mine.
Elf ability, asshole aura. Anyways, Janu enters in, and who's gonna take the photo from him?
I'm going to wave the photo.
I'm not paying attention. I'm in a different room.
Scared man, shiny crown, possibly magic. Also, bank is empty. Very disappointing.
How do you think the goblin feels?
About the same as me.
I'm still fucking around outside. You know,
Hearts now. Festival outside,
I'm having
which is
fun.
strange. Poor people.
I'm playing
No money.
beanbag toss.
Humans make no sense. Walk outside. Then I leave the photo behind.
So Therese
So you
can't.
go into the aura and then you leave the aura.
I mean, it's an aura of annoying the presence. Why wouldn't you leave it?
Oh no, I'm talking about the compass.
Yeah. Like I said,
Oh,
like I said, they're fine for now. Just to streamline this a little bit, because my brain is starting to turn to mush a bit, and I think I might actually officially end this session once we get a proper revelation in here.
Oh oof.
Leave
Yeah.
a cliffhanger.
I'll be better about this. Yeah. So I come out. I've got like scrolls in hand, like just 2 bundles of scrolls in my hands, like books and shit. All the paper.
All right, so, and you see the photo of the dark elf, and actually, for you, I want you to for you, Glory. I want you to roll a history check.
It's fine. I'm proficient in that too.
All right.
I got a 9 with a +6. That was not a good roll.
I can work with this a little bit. You definitely recognize the face, but you can't remember where. But you definitely know it was definitely one of the Eplin universities.
Huh. Anyway, check all these scrolls and books I found. There is a veritable hoard of information in there, and she looks down at the coghead and goes, "I'm taking some of it.
Please return
I'll
when done."
return it.
No. Alright.
When I get back to Epla, and it might be a while, but when I get back to Epla, I'll send you some extra. How about that? From my personal collection.
I like you better now.
Alright. And I just kind of like stuff it all like carefully into my bag. My
Taito
giant bag.
Taito can in fact roll. Well, insight check that. Oh my god.
Oh, on my
I'd rather leave that to Therese, who can at least hear that and probably determine as an arbiter if Gloria is lying or not. Yes, let's let Casey actually participate.
Participates. Do the participat.
Oh my god.
She blind. Oh! Plus 6 to a nat 1!
Oh,
A 1!
Big one.
Okay, I'm gonna work
She's
with...
telling the truth. Man, I don't know what it is about her, but she's like telling the truth.
I will give you this. I will say that Therese tries to determine, but due to the background radiation that is the presence of the crown, she can't focus too hard and thus trips up a bit mentally.
You think she's telling the truth?
Therese is frustrated by this can't see photo. Yeah, okay. So,
I mean, if you actually want to know, I'll
What
just
did I
tell you
roll
straight up.
for the photo?
alright, come on people. Let's at least get one big revelation out of the way before we...
Alright. Can I go to the train station?
You can go to the train station,
I'm going to follow him.
but Taito wishes to see... Therese, I can't see anything!
Yeah.
Okay, Taito...
At this point, probably now, Gloria's going and trying to find out what
So-
the fuck is going on. Because she
I would.
spells first, man. Spells first.
Alright, so Taito, Taito, you wanted to roll on the photo, didn't you?
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah.
roll an Arcana check to see if you recognize the crown at all.
Tucu.
Yeah.
Holy shit,
Do you have
22!
armor? Any armor?
Taito dabs. Dabs.
Hell yeah.
So, I can't say this. The crown, in a way, is familiar, but you do know it's not like anything you've seen before. But in the historical archives you've seen of various magic artifacts from across the generations, there's always been mention of this crown that could sway crowds into believing in whoever wore it. And as you look closer, you see the thought crown. Oh my god. You see plain as day the symbol of Az printed perfectly on the forehead of the mask part of the crown.
If he breathes, he a thought.
Okay. I would like enter the train station in a stealthy fashion. I'd like to go around the back.
In the shape of... Fuck.
Yeah,
Art
I
is
walk straight in
approaching
through the door.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell
The
Gloria and
exotic
Tracy that I
cat
think
lady walks in the door.
Guys,
and ran the
guys.
Fuck off town.
Guys, I wasn't really done with the crown yet, so we'll let Taito know.
Compass?
You check the compass, and the symbol on the crown perfectly matches the symbol on the compass.
Oh no, just to see, like, aside from, like, is there anything new happening to the compass, or is it still just, like,
It's
twirling?
still just twirling, but as you could tell, it's starting to twirl a
like
lot.
glowing or some shit?
It's starting to twirl a lot faster, even glow a little bit.
Oh. I
See-
tucked that into, like, a deep pocket, and I buttoned it up.
As for the crown, Taito, this means that this our dark elf. As far as you can tell, this dark elf might have the artifact you guys are currently looking for. It seems all too convenient not to be.
I relay that to the group because I think this is it.
He's prime shipping it. He's prime shipping it. Follow me or die. So as you got, I'm just gonna, so we can finally just end this session properly. Is everyone cool if I just force you all together for a little bit?
Oh no, definitely, that's what we're doing.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
I'm done
not-
with my, like, bullshit derailing the campaign, just, like, looking at books. I've taken essentially everything, and you get to fill me in later.
Okay, you guys follow Hart to the train station and follow her through the front door. And Janu, feel free to roll for a stealth check. I want to see how this turns out.
Yay.
Oh, hell yeah.
Advantage or not?
Oh!
Oh!
Shit.
Alright. Alright.
That's a total of a 22.
Alright, a bird person, a cat girl, an elf, and a blind lady walk in the front door.
Tyno squeezes through the open window because because the train station doesn't have AC yet, so they'd have to rely on older methods of cooling the place down. And crawls and sticks himself to a wall with his claws and sticks himself in a dark corner, observing everything. He is unseen. And
observe lizard eyes from the darkness.
Yes.
And standing there, getting ready to step onto the train is... I'm going to finish this up for you guys properly. Yeah. There he is.
There's the boy. The
Uther.
Very stupid boy.
Uther. He turns around and says, "Oh, I've not met you before. Have you come to bask in the love that is ours? I promise you. It is quite the feeling. I feel as if I will be remembered forever."
I wouldn't say so. I don't really feel it that much.
He looks a little...
That's a good voice for Heart.
There you go.
Please don't do the screamy one again.
I won't.
Just do a very soft voice.
Uther looks a little insulted at Heart. It's like, I'm sorry?
I apologize. I meant no offense. It's just I'm new here, and everyone seems kind of odd.
I, for one, am definitely here for the festivities. I am willing to make a deception check.
Okay, roll deception. Get both of you roll in. Terragan, just... Oh!
I mean, you gotta check that with an insight.
Got it.
Or just let it be.
For stuff like this, there will be a few things too. Sadly, I will say it works a little bit in that he believes you are here for the festivities, but you're not here alone for the festivities.
No, there's plenty of people around me. That's fine.
He starts eyeing you, and it's just like, are you certain about that?
Definitely.
I am Uther Kong. I was once a great philosopher of Epla, and I realized a little something long ago. We are but fleeting, and there's only one true path to immortality.
Word of mouth. No.
You're never really...
reference to the Adventures of...
You're never really dead, so long as you're remembered.
Oh, that was the answer.
Alright, Slender, time to... Not silence, time to interrupt. Slender has something to do.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
I'm kind of waiting for this whole thing to escalate.
Oh, what do you mean escalate? Now's a perfect time.
Well, I'm waiting for everyone to go, hi, we have this photo.
Alright, fine.
Oh, I'm not doing that. I haven't even seen the photo.
Pulls up photo.
Fuck right, never mind.
Excuse me, sir, but we seem to have found this in the bank. It seems you're quite popular here.
Uther takes the photo and looks at it and is like, "Ah, yes. The greatest day of my life. The day that I realized I would never be forgotten."
How long have you been coming here?
I'd say about a year now. I come once every 3 weeks. I have many other towns to visit to just spread the love and follow and get my adoring crowd.
How many people do you say follow you around?
I'd say it's close to 1 million now. If given enough time, I could possibly get all of Epla.
Oh, all of it?
All of it. It is...
You seem quite the popular guy. What's the, how do you do it? You
could say it's just force of will, but I will admit, this little crown of mine, I've become quite attached to.
Because I would personally say it's your alluring charm.
You don't say.
You are 14!
Shut up, it doesn't matter!
It does.
I'm like consent as a cat. Shut up.
It absolutely does matter here, because this guy is easily 2,743 years old.
I'm not flirting with him, okay guys?
Ah, boy.
I'm getting some serious suspicious vibes here, so I'm just gonna steal that crown.
Alright, while he's distracted, can I roll a
Just
no.
I just want to finish this session already, okay?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Alright, I'll let Slender roll to snatch the crown, and we'll see how that works.
Before he rolls, does he have the advantage because he's being decepted?
Slender does have an advantage due to the fact that he's invisible.
Okay. Sleight of hand or acrobatics?
Acrobatics.
Advantage. Highest roll. 20.
Oh! Okay. I'm very pleased with how this is going to turn out.
Yay.
You leap out of the darkness, grab the crown, And then, as you get to the floor, you realize you're still holding on to it. Only, it's not coming. I'm off his head.
Oh, is that a body slam?
Because he just knocked him unconscious by hitting the floor.
Yeah, Uthor lifts himself up and looks very disappointed with you all. And that's where we're going to end the session, And
damn it! Silence,
Darn.
make it easy for us, you bastard.
It'd be too easy.
It's a mystic artifact, boys. What do you expect?
You're an artificer, right, Tucu?
Probably.
Thunder, you should have just snapped his neck from behind.
But that's enough for tonight. I'm starting to lose it a little bit. So, say goodnight, everybody. This has been a fun session. We'll move on to the proper grabbing of the crown next episode. Good night,
Who wishes you a pleasant unconsciousness.
Good night, everybody.
Hey, dude.
I have a question.